So when it comes to the photographic, forensics for photograph, uh, when you use exif command within the Linux, the purpose of those commands are to know more about the photographs. So one of the purpose is definitely extracting the metadata out of the photograph. The second purpose can be that we want to know what is this location all about. Suppose if you are doing a crime investigation of a photograph and you want to know this particular piece of evidences, what is the geolocation for that photograph? So if the geolocation tagging is there in the photograph, many times it is there by default in the camera phones, as well as in the original camera like Kodak, Canon, Nikon cameras. By default, the geolocations, particularly longitude and latitude is enabled over there. Okay. And every photograph has got significant amount of data about the photograph itself. So one of the important information that is there, so geolocation is also one of the important ingredient as a part of the metadata. Now there can be, a lot of things like which particular brand of camera has been utilized, which particular, what is the aperture of that, light, what was the type of light that was available, what is the daytime, what is the night time, what time the photograph has been taken. Many such informations become a very important part of, engagement down the line, which can be found using a simple command, exif command. So what we are going to do today, and thank you so much. I think it's a lot of people have joined today. 84 people are showing here. So I'm so happy. Directly on the session itself on the Zoom, and there are many on the Zoom, YouTube. So thank you so much, all of you, for joining it on time today. So today we are going to run you a very simple command. A colleague of mine, he is going to run it in Python. Just have a look of that, how you can achieve the same objective with Python. And very similar thing, we can achieve it using Linux. So let me see if I can give the right. Santosh, are you there? So before Santosh connects his laptops for practicals, any question you have in mind about the photo forensics? Any dumb question, doesn't matter. It has to not be very smart question at the beginning of the session. Anything you have in mind about the photo forensics? Okay, let me see whether you can speak or not. Give me 1 second. Now you can unmute yourself. Sorry, I was put it on mute. You can unmute yourself and speak. Okay. Santosh, you are on mute.
Yes, sir. I'm audible, sir?
Yeah, very much audible. Let me give you the right to as co-host. Okay, give me 1 second. Yeah, now you can share your screen.
Okay. I just share my screen. Is it visible?
Photographic, forensics for photograph. When you use exif command within the Linux, the purpose of those commands are to know more about the photographs. So one of the purpose is definitely extracting the
Sir, your
metadata.
voice is breaking.
Sir, I guess your voice is coming from YouTube, sir.
Suppose you are doing a crime investigation of a photograph and you want to know this particular piece of evidence there, what is the geolocation?
Hello, sir.
So your voice is very distorted, sir.
Okay. Others can hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. This is a exif tool. What Balaji sir has told, like we have already a ready-made tool, or we can install this tool, and we can use this tool to get the metadata of the image file. But the same way, we can create this tool using the Python script. And it is very easy that Python is providing some libraries. To using that library, we can create the tool which extract the data from the image file. So if data is available in the image file, we can extract the data. If data has been removed from the image file, then it's very difficult to extract the data. And the third way is that data can be manipulated in the image file. The main thing is, as Balaji sir always told, that you can create your own tool instead of rely on the ready-made tool. So basically, you know that whatever you are coding into that tool, you know what you have coded. But you are using any ready-made tool, and that tool, you don't know what is inside that tool. So might be some script or the code which is not actually take out some data from your PC or laptop, or I mean, basically you can't rely on that tool. So it's a good idea. You can create your own tool. You can customize that tool as per your requirement, and you can modify that. Okay. So I will just give you a demo, and then I will explain the Python code for you, that how this code has been built. So it's not that big code, but it is really interesting to know that how we can build the tool. Okay. So basically, if you can see my screen, hope this is readable for you, right? Or shall I make it little larger? Okay, so I have the exif Python file here. Okay, and I have some JPG files. Okay, so I have some JPG files and the Python file. So I want to take out the metadata from this JPG file, or the image file, I can say. If I can run this code, so this tool is asking me if you want this metadata store in the file, or you want to display this in the terminal. Okay, so I will just choose the second option, that I want to see this metadata on the terminal. Terminal means the console, what you are seeing here. Okay. So basically, I have some 5 to 6 files on my directory. And what this tool is doing, it is iterating all the files, image files, and try to take out the metadata. So it first goes to the announcement.jpg file. So it don't find any metadata. Second, there is one text file is there, and it is saying that that file format is not supported. The tool is understanding that, okay, this is not an image file, so it is giving a message that it is not supported. Then third file, it is identified, it is JPG file, and there is a tag and there is a value. I will explain this tag and value in the code. So it is showing that image width and image length, it is going in terms of pixel value. Okay. It is giving that latitude and longitude where this photo has been took. So basically, for example, if you are taking a photo from your mobile phone, or some of the cameras already having these features that it is locating the geotag. So if you are doing an forensic investigation and you want to know that from which location this photo has been taken, so this information helps you to identify the location using this latitude and longitude. So some of the cameras, basically in a mobile phone, this feature is always there, where we can take out this information from where this image has been captured. Okay. So in the forensic investigation, this information is more crucial, and it is really helpful to identify the location. Although this data can be altered, but this is trustable information in the most of the scenario. So it is showing that timestamp. Okay, it is showing that processing method, GPS processing method. So these are very minute details. The software or the configuration, what that camera is using, this giving all this information, like camera, like which camera it has been used. So this is an Samsung company camera. So date timestamp is there. What is the model of this camera? What software has been used? As I said that they are using their software. For example, from this software, they can identify much more detail if they can get this more depth into that Samsung camera. Okay, this date time is there, resolution is there, EXIF version is there. Okay, shutter speed value is also there, date time original, date time digitalized. So basically this can be get altered. Okay, so basically when this camera so basically when you click on the camera, that time it get originated and digitalized. So basically it is a same timestamp. Aperture value is there. So exposure bias value is there. So this information is mostly used in the investigation purpose. So these are the very minute details of flashlight is there, focal length is there, color space is there. So if you go into very details or in the depth of this investigation, all this information is really useful. Okay, so how to use that is totally depend on who is doing this investigation, what is the criticality of this case, or the for example, if you want to identify any case where you want to know that from which distance, how many distance this has been captured. So all this information is really helpful. So how to calculate is totally depend on the investigation part. Okay, so if you can see all these minute details has been captured, subset times original, subset time digitalized, exit image, height, everything is there. Some of this information might be not relevant to us or not understand at this point of time, but you can take out as much as information using the tool. You can customize as per your requirement. Okay, so then it is this is another image. If you can find that this image doesn't having any geolocation. Okay, so geolocation has been purposely removed from this image. You can see the make of this camera is Nikon. What is the model name? What is the software we use in this Nikon camera? So previous image, you can identify the geolocation, but from this image, it is difficult to identify the image, where is the geolocation. So this image is purposely altered and remove the geolocation. Other data is there, but geolocation has been removed from the this image. So, just give me a moment. Looks something weird. So this way you can identify the image metadata. Hope you are clear with this. Somehow my terminal is behaving little weird. Let me exit. My mouse
Okay.
is looking little weird. Okay, so we'll just look into the code. If you can see this code, I use some libraries here, like OS library is basically used for the operating system. Pretty table library, if you can see that this table has been created in this program. So this pretty table is basically used for to create a table. Okay. And PIL library is basically used for this EXIF, okay, to read the image and take out the metadata. Okay, so from this PIL library, I just process the image. Another import is basically for the tags. So I said that there are tags and there are details of that tag. So this is just a fancy things to print the EXIF tool to display when you run the tool. So here what I'm doing is I'm just giving an option that if you want this data to display on the terminal or onto your file, I can show this data on the file as well. If I can show you here. So you can store this data on the file. If there are multiple files, because this tool is iterating to multiple image files. So if you want this information stored into your file, you can store this information into your file to future reference. Okay. So this information either you can store into the text file or you want to display onto the terminal. So based on your input, it will display the metadata. Then I just giving and checking that this directory is present, which is having an image file. If it is not, then I just said message that this file doesn't contain in that folder and I'm just exiting from the tool. Then here I'm iterating from the files. If I find that files into that directory, what I'm doing is I'm just iterating to the files. As I showed you that there are multiple image files, I'm just iterating image files one by one. Okay. Using this as I told you that there are PIL libraries there, that PIL library contain that image class. That image class opens the file, image files, okay, and getting all the tags, okay, all the tags. Basically, it is taking the geo coordinates, GPS coordinates, okay. If there is no data, EXIF data, as I said, that some of the files doesn't contain that EXIF data, or some of the files are not an image files. There, I'm just printing that there is no EXIF data. Else, I'm just iterating through the tags which I'm just getting from the PIL library. Okay, so there is tags and the values. So what I'm doing that I'm getting the tags using this pretty table. I'm just arranging this tab into tabular format. In the tabular format, I'm just putting that whatever I'm just seeing that what is the tag name. Based on that tag name, I'm just putting this information. So I'm basically, if you can see here, I'm just arranging this information, that tag name and the tag value in the tabular format. So for that, what I'm doing is I'm just iterating through the tags. Okay, I'm just getting this for loop from this item. Okay, so here
So,
I'm iterating the item.
just hold on.
Okay.
Santosh.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Because there are people may not be with the, Python background, so they may not understand this.
Okay.
But team, just be around because, I want you to show your IP address program also, okay? Because there are a lot of people from the Security Operations Center.
Okay.
They will enjoy some of these, ladies and gentlemen, I'm doing a small digressions. I'm taking you to another Python program. It is not relevant for this course. EXIF was definitely relevant for this course. The next one is not relevant for, forensics course, but it will give you some insight how scripting can be so valuable for forensics and investigation analytics. So investigation analytics has got multiple dimensions. scripting makes the life a lot more easier. So today, we'll do, because Santosh had joined just only for this session. So I'll request him if you can show the virus total one that we have done, the IP address validations, tools, if you can run it and just narrate that. Okay. Just 5-minute digression, ladies and gentlemen, but it will give you some insight, what are the things we can do with open source and why I am promoting open source in the country today. It's just because, you can build on your own, which you can trust rather than buying it something from, the market and paying lakhs and crores of rupees. And you can create on your own. Many times you can create your own, startups out of that actually. So small digression, please excuse me for that.
Sir, give me just 5 minutes. My laptop is behaving a little weird. I will just unshare and
Down and come back. No problem. You come back.
Fine.
We'll just keep the team engaged here. No problem. So, when we do the forensics, the important part of the forensics is that you have very limited information available at the beginning of it. But when you delve into it, with the help of scripts, with the help of your, some of the tools, which is a part of open source community, you can really go much deeper into it. So we have seen the demo that, what exif tool can do. But here we have not created the, we have not used the Linux based exif tool. Rather, we prefer to create an exif tool from Python actually. So many times when you use the tool which are coming from, internet, in security operations center, while it makes the life easier, but also it causes a lot of problem because, you don't know what is there inside the tool because you don't have any visibility of that. So it is always good to create your own small tools or tool sets which can be used by using a simple basic scripting skills. It not necessarily be Python. It can be shell scripting, it can be bash scripting, it can be a Python scripting, or it can be done by by using Golang and similar type of scripting capabilities. Yes, somebody has raised the hands. Any questions you have?
Sir, I'm back. Shall I share my screen again?
Yes, sure. You might need to unmute yourself, huh?
Oh, sorry. Okay. What I'm going to demo here is that we need to identify the IP address which is vulnerable or not. Okay. So basically, there is a tool or there is a website called as Virus Total. The Virus Total site basically takes the IP address and it is having almost 90 other supporting website. They are doing an antivirus. That information they are just gathering, and based on that information, it is giving a result that this IP address is really vulnerable or not. Okay, because this IP address might be vulnerable, but other antivirus has been not identifying. But altogether, 90 antivirus websites giving an result, which is really helpful for us. So this is a virus total Python program. I will just show you that I'm just running this Python script for the 8888 IP address. This is basically a Google IP address. Okay. And if I run this script, it is processing with the virus total website, and here creating a report in the HTML format and PDF format. If I can show you. This is an HTML report. This report is giving all the information about the 888 IP address. So basically, I have used the VirusTotal API version 3 to identify the vulnerability of this IP address. So we have run this on the November 9, and it has been verifying total 90 website antivirus website to check if that IP address is malicious. Out of that, 94 has been showing that this IP address is malicious. Okay, so it is giving an analysis that 69 sites are saying that it is harmless. Out of 4 are saying that it is malicious. Some of them are not identifying or not detected. Okay, so if we can go little deeper, so these are the antivirus sites, okay, which is keeping track of this IP address. Some of them saying that it is harmless. Okay, if you can see that this XTM verdict cloud saying it is a malicious, it contain a malware. Okay, this website is saying that this is a malicious contain malware. So like that, you can see that there are multiple or 90 websites contain all the details of the IP address. We can go the VirusTotal website also. So this report is providing a link where you can directly jump into the VirusTotal website. Here also we can see the same, almost same data, okay, but in the VirusTotal website, it is giving all the details. Which website is saying it is malicious? Which website is saying okay, this is clean? Okay, all these details are available. The second most interesting part of the this tool is that here I have added some random IP addresses. There are 10 IP addresses. You can add multiple as many as you want. Okay. So what I'm doing is I'm just processing this all IP addresses to the VirusTotal site. Here I'm just passing this text file which contain 10 IP address where it is start processing the IP address. Some of the IP address are not relevant. It is saying that this IP address are not relevant, and it start processing all the IP address or total 10 IP address. Okay, it has that tool has created an HTML report and the PDF report. So we have just seen the HTML report. We will see the PDF report. If you can see, this is an PDF file. Okay, it is almost same as a HTML, but if you want to give detail in the PDF format, you can use this. So this is an error for this website. Okay, so this IP address is totally clean. All 90 websites are saying this doesn't contain any malicious or malware or any vulnerability. Okay, so we can see that all the IP addresses are saying that all the antivirus engines are saying that this is clean. This is an second. This is the third. This is the fourth. So here we will get a glance that okay, if IP address is malicious or not. So I think almost all the IP addresses are clean. If I can find any IP address, okay. This IP address, one of the site is saying, one of the antivirus engine is saying that this is an malicious. Okay, CRDF engine is saying this is an malicious. If you want to see this, we can just click on this link. Some restriction is there, I guess. It is not opening in the, but this we can open into the website. This is the same thing what we are just seen in the PDF format. This is an HTML format. I mean, it's totally depend on us how we can process this. So basically here we are using an VirusTotal website API to get the information. We are just passing the details, IP address details, and we will just get the information. For this, this is the code, but I'm not sure. I'll just give you a little idea on this. I will not go in the detail of this code. So basically, I use lots of libraries to develop the application. So many minute things I've just considered here. I have created a class for each of things I just created for the configuration. If you can see the color coding, I just use the color class to color code this. Then I just pass all this information to connect to the VirusTotal website. Here I'm just doing an IP analysis. I'm just creating URL to send the VirusTotal. So basically, this tool, once you create your own tool, you have know that what you have did this and how you can customize based on your requirement. Then I'm just looping through all the IP list here. And here I use multiprocessing technique to faster the activity. Multiprocessing. Then I just converted this everything into the HTML. I use the HTML tag here. Then I put it everything into the PDF. So I use PDF library from the Python. Here I'm just directly passing this HTML and it is directly creating a PDF. The beauty of the Python is that there are so many ready-made libraries are available where you can use that library and you can do this work very fast and much more easier way. Okay, over to you, sir. Over to you, sir. Is anybody having any questions?
Sir, suppose if any active details are being removed for any image, so is there any tool to recover those active details also? Metadata, I mean.
I doubt we can recover this because this has been altered permanently. You can do one activity. You can take out the image from your camera and send this image to WhatsApp. Okay. And if you can do this EXIF, if you try to catch the metadata through the EXIF tool, it's not necessary to, you have to create an Python code for to get the EXIF metadata, but you can use the EXIF tool which is readily available in the Linux machine. I think this EXIF. Okay, so you can install this EXIF tool which is readily available. Okay, so through this tool you can check that once you take out the image from the phone and that raw image or that original image, if you can check with the EXIF, you will get an metadata. But if you pass this image to the WhatsApp or Google Gmail, the WhatsApp or Gmail, they are removing this data. I mean, Balaji sir can give more detail on this because they don't want that this metadata to be get displayed because of their privacy policy. But our government is trying to change into the policy that they want all these details. So this way, basically to remove this data to don't want to give the evidence of this image. That's why they are removing this data.
Okay, sir. So we cannot recover that deleted data, sir? Modified or altered data or something?
I doubt we cannot recover this.
So, I think the metadata of many photographs, when they, particularly WhatsApp, what it says that when you give a very high definition photograph, they render it. While rendering it, they delete the metadata to reduce the size of the photograph. But actually, that is against the policy of the government of India, and they are doing it. And that is the reason why government of India was bent upon putting the privacy policy as well as data localization policy. Because if data is locally available in the server, even if they delete it, the data can be recovered in case of investigation need. So once you have the server here, you have no other choice but to give this to document. So normally, the time to investigate is so less that, if they give you after 21 days as per the legal rules they were having, in 21 days, the criminals goes away everywhere outside the world actually. So it's very difficult to find them. That was the reason why PDP rule, particularly, the Modi government has done something really extraordinary work. Despite all the lobbies was against the government, the entire US government was lobbying against that. We prevailed, and finally we have passed the bill. Now the good is that the law has come. They are forced to keep the data here. Even if they remove it, when there is a need for investigation, data is 100% available. There is no way you can say that data is not available. Otherwise, the company can be banned in India from working. Okay. Okay, so thank you so much, Santosh, really appreciate this. It was purposely, I wanted to show all of you because many of you are working in Security Operations Center, and a combination of Linux and a really good hands-on skill on Python or any scripting tool can help you reduce your workload significantly. A simple query is, suppose, what we have shown you on the virus total for one IP address. Suppose in a day, if you have to check for 10,000 manually, 10,000 IP address, whether or DNS names or, some hash values, which you can see it in many sites. We have shown you only virus total, but there are 67 sites which I know of. We are very distinct from, each other and one another. These sites provides you a lot of vulnerability data validations capabilities, and they are all in open source. But suppose if you have got 10,000 or 1 lakh or 5 lakh IP address to be checked, technically manually it will be impossible for any one of you to do it. So while the tool in Linux may be there for checking it, or maybe you can check it from the browser, it is always good to automate the scripts to make the investigation easier for you. Okay. So we have got some more demo to be done. Akash, over to you, for start
Yes, sir.
with
Yes.
photo. Yeah.
Let me share my screen first.
And just be around. I am sending you people the attendance form for today. I want all of you to put the attendance, okay?
Is my screen visible?
Yeah, very much visible,
Yes,
gentlemen.
yes.
The font is also good.
Yeah. So
And
as
voice is
yeah. So as Santosh sir have told us about the EXIF tool, Santosh sir have made their own tool, but the Linux have the inbuilt tool. They inbuilt EXIF tool. We can go through this EXIF tool. if we go through the manual of the exif tool, we have got some information about it. The exif tool is very powerful and versatile tool for we can read, write, and we can edit the metadata of the various type of files by using the exif tool. It is the basic. It basically we can get metadata for every file by using exif tool, but it primarily focus on image file. It basically for image files. Since you can go through the manual of
One
the
very interesting, sorry for interject, one very important thing is that, you need to be very, very familiar with the Linux command for executing any one of these tools which are available over the Linux and the bash scripting or Perl scripting or even the Python scriptings. If you are not very familiar with, Linux command, journey for that, if you remember that, first few days, even though many of you or most of you knew about, Linux command, we thought at least those 101 command is a mandatory, if you really want to go to. Okay, Sasikant Mahajanji, you have written something. If you can browse exif file of Python in brief, will be fine. We'll share you the Python code itself. If you are interested for the code, I'll give you. No problem. Yes, over to Akash.
yes. So by using exif tool, what we can do? By exif tool, we can we can read the metadata of any file, or we can write some metadata information into a file, or we can edit the metadata of a file. The as you can see in the manual, here are some basic informations and some options and commands that we can use with the exif tool. These are some file types that the exif tool can get the metadata from it. There we have some options with which we can use to simplify our search or to enhance our search metadata to enhance our metadata search. Let's move toward the exif tool. The syntax for the exif tool is very simple. Suppose I have there some image files, just like I have a notebook kali 2022.jpg. Suppose I want to get metadata from that particular image file. For that purpose, I will use exif tool. Then I will give the name of the image file. Then I will hit enter. As you can see now, there we got all the information about the JPG file. Here we have the file size, file modification time, access time, file permissions, and many more information about that particular JPG file. Suppose if you want to get metadata of another file formats, like here I have some txt file, ppt files, I have their png file, pdf file. Let's try with a png file, or let's try with a pdf file. Let's try to get metadata of that pdf file. For that we will use exif tool. Then we will give the name of the file, which we have, yeah, there we have the file name. then we will hit enter. Here you can see the all the information about that particular file we got printed there. Here we have PDF version, create date, language, document ID, history when, history change, producer, and every small information we got from the from by using exif tool. Let me clear this. Let's try with another file format. Now let's try with a zip file. We try to get information about the zip file. For that we will use exif tool. Then we will give the file name. Here I have that file. As you can see, it is a zip file. While hitting enter, I got all the metadata printed there. I have the file permission, file size, modification date, zip modify date, zip file name, and all the data that zip file contain. Let's suppose, as you can see, there is no geographical information. There is no location, no location where the file created, and not information of geography. If we want to write an information into the metadata of a file, for that purpose also we can use exif command. Suppose I want to add the geolocations into a file. I have some file there. Suppose I want to add the geolocations in that particular file. First, let's see the metadata of that file. As you can see, there is not any geographical information about that file. So if I want to add the geographical information, or I can say if I want to write the metadata into of a file, we will use exif command. We will use exif tool, then GPS, then we provide latitude, latitude is equal to, here we can provide the latitude of a file. For example, I am giving there 37.7749. Then we will give the longitude by GPS.
While the command is being executed by Akash, one small interject. Frankly speaking, I never want to show you how to temper the metadata. Okay, that's not the right purpose. The purpose is that whenever you get the photographs metadata, it's not necessarily true statement. And then the job of a investigator becomes very tough, because if the metadata has been edited and GPS, image size, image place, locations, everything is tampered, then there are a lot of interesting investigation need to be carried out in the photograph to do it. And many times it is open source intelligence that need to be found, and with a lot of further correlation techniques are there. Of course, that is not part of this class, but you must understand that there is a way you can temper the metadata with a simple exif tool commands, and same time you can also find if the tempering has happened. Okay, so as an investigator you need to know the both side of the story. Okay, for criminal, they will try to temper the metadata, but as an investigator it is good to know that how the tempering happens, and then you can re-establish that it is a tempered file, not the original file.
So as you can see, I have provided the GPS latitude and longitude, and the image file is updated. Let's again get the metadata of the file. Now here we have the GPS latitude, GPS longitude of that image file. By this you can use exif tool, and there we have some important options that you can use to filter your search, or you can make your search more efficient of the metadata. There we have some just like for by using -e we can extract thumbnails from a picture. We can, by using -r we can remove thumbnails, and other options we have there. So there is another very important and also very good tool, which is identify. The identify is a standalone tool in the Linux. It is used to, it is primary purpose, the primary purpose of the identify command is to get all the information about the image file. The identify command extract and display the information about the image file, include the file format, size, resolutions, and the color space. It will also extract the metadata as the exif command do. So basic syntax for the identify tool is, we will use identify. Let me show you first the manual of the identify tool. As you can see, here we have the manual of the identify tool. Here we have some of the options which are available in the identify tool. You can use these options to filter your searches for the images, and you can make your search more efficient. Suppose I have a JPG image with name this. Let me copy this name. Yeah. So if I want to get more information about that, or I can say I want to get in metadata of that JPG file from by using identify command. I will use identify, then I will give the file name. Here it give that it is a JPG format, and it give the size of the image, and it also give the information about the colors into the image. If I want to get to know more about the that particular image file, I will use identify Then I will use option which is dash verbose. Then I will give the image name. Here I give the image previous image name. Then I will hit enter. As you can see, we got more than enough data of a small JPG file. As you can see there, here the file name, permissions, class, geometry of the JPG, colors, color space, type. It all as exif command. It give only metadata, but
And
the
this, this information is for statistical analysis of a photograph to see if any mild tempering has been done at any point of time. While this information is a very important part of information, but this can form a basis for further pixel analytics to find if any tempering has happened anywhere in the photograph. So this is a very, very powerful, identify to, command is a very, very powerful command. It is much, much more than what you get in the exif file.
yeah. So we can see that here we have some color coordinations, histogram that the image file made of. If we try to change in, or you can say if we want to edit, if we edit our image file, we can easily find out that the image is edited or not by using that identify command. But a pixel expert will be required for that purpose. Here we have pixel-wise information of the image, how many pixels it contain, what is the color code of that particular pixels, all the information that uh, image file contain. Also, we have the metadata of the image with it. So it is work as the exif tool also, but it have some more information than the exif tool. So by using the identify command, it can be easily incorporated to script for the batch processing of image, automating the task based on the extracted for informations. And another thing you can do with the identify tool, as the exif tool is used to reading and writing the metadata in of the various file, but the identify tool is basically focused especially on the image related information that the particular image contains.
So truly speaking, identify command goes beyond, the component of exit tools sometime. Okay. Exit tool is an additional, Perl-based programs which has been embedded as a part of the best programs. Now, when you use, identify command, not only you can get the metadata out of that, but it also gives you significant amount of information with regard to format and type. It can tell you precisely whether it is a JPEG format, it is a TIFF format, it is a PNG format, and what is the image type? Is it a color, true color, or a palette, or it is a paintings? It can tell you about that. It can also tell you about the precise dimensions, of a photograph in pixels. Okay. It can also talk about the color spaces used in the image, such as if it has been used as sRGB or CMYK, which is the normal file, color pigments are there. It talks about even the resolution, the dot per inch, DPI. It can talk about the size of the photograph. If any compression of the photograph have happened, many times when you put the photograph on Telegram and WhatsApp, a compression is done. It also tells you the compression, and that can describe the image compression type and quality. So it's very, very interesting diagram around that. Then it talks about, the histograms, it can generate histogram of the image color and identify intensity values, that what color has been used, what is the pigment, what is the, color, true color is more prominent than others. It can talk about the properties, which includes, EXIF, IPTC or XMP metadata. It can give you complete metadata also. And it can list any color profile as in comparison to the other, immediate profile. And it's a very easy, it's not very difficult to do it, the very straightforward commands it takes. If you want verbosity of the information, you can write simple dash verbose, identify dash verbose, and star.gpk, whatever file you have. You want to have a manifold files, information same time in Excel format or, in a CSV format, you can generate that. You can even generate the histogram using a grep command actually. I'm sure that we have talked about grep command, and in my book that will be giving you this weekend, you might have details of this in a little more details. Okay, over to you, Akash. I think we have 10 minutes, and let's do with photorec. Akash.
Yeah, sure, sir. So moving forward, we are going to talk about a tool which name photorec. Photorec is a powerful open source tool that is used to recover the lost file, including the video file, image file, document files from the hard disk, CD-ROMs, and it is also used to recover the lost picture from the camera memory. It primarily focuses on the file recovery rather than the disk recovery. It recover only files, but it focus on file recovery rather than the disk recovery. So to perform the photorec command, I will use a real-time case. Let's suppose I have there a USB drive which is right now empty. Let me show. Here I have 31 GB USB drive. As you can see, it is empty right now. Here I have some pictures. Let me select some pictures and move these pictures into that. Yeah. So I'm moving some of the pictures, or let I move some documents from to the USB drive I have connected to my system, and let me delete all the files. As you can see, I have deleted all the files. There is no file in the USB drive. Let me also delete it from the trash. As you can see, there is no file in trash also, and no file in the USB drive also. To recover these image file or document file, we can use the photorec tool. to use photograph tool, we will simply, it is kinda, we can't say it is proper command line interface tool. It is kinda GUI also. Let me show you. To run photograph tool, we will use photograph and then we will hit enter. As you can see there, here we got started the photograph tool. It will, in the header area, we have some information about the tool, the version of the tool, the founder of the tool, and other information. And in the middle section, we have some disk there, as we have the 256 GB SSD in which my machine is putted, and here I have my USB drive from which I have deleted some file, and then we have some more disk, which is my usually my Windows disk. I want to recover the file from the USB drive which is of 31 GB. I will select this, then I will select the file format, which is the my USB drive is booted. Then I will select the whole file extraction from the USB. Then here I will choose the folder where we want to store the output from the recovery. Let me store the output in desktop folder. We can, as you can see there, here we can press C when the destination is correct. Now I have choose the destination. I will press C. As you can see, the process is started. It file found that much of file. It will complete it in 23 minutes, and here it is the time it is taking, and other informations of the process are getting there. We can stop there by pressing enter. Here we have a dialog box which is asking you want to stop or not. We will stop there. Here we have 152 file found and saved in that particular file location, and the recovery process is aborted by the user. Let's move to our that particular file location. Let me quiet this. Let's move to this. Now let's move to the output folder. Here we have the recap.1.dir. Wait a second. So we have our, there we have the our output folder. If we go there, we'll get some files that we have recovered. There are some txt files, doc files. As you can see, these are the files which we have deleted from that particular USB drive. As you can see, there is no file, but as you can see, there we got recovered all the files which we have deleted from that USB drive. Also, we have recovered the TXT files, but the only disadvantage of that photo photo rack, that the file name will be changed. Here, as you can see, the file name is changed. The file name of these files are also changed. By this, you can perform the recovery of your important recovery of the document by using the photo rec command. It will also recover the document from a formatted drive. If you have formatted a drive accidentally, you can recover your important data by using the photo rec command.
Wonderful, Akash. Let's break here. Before we
Sure,
go
sir.
further. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope all of you have done the attendance. If any one of you have not done the attendance and you are looking for a certificate at the end of the course, you may not get it because our strict, and very stringent process of quality validations, attendance is one of the most important component of your journey. And you need to be in the classroom, and that's the reason we always give you a surprise, not at the end, not at the beginning. We give this
So I haven't registered. Sorry, I hadn't given the attendance. So please, can you please send the link back?
what is that?
सर आप लिंक भेज सकते हैं क्या? मैंने अब तक अटेंडेंस फिलअप नहीं किया था वो, सो
क्यों नहीं
बाद
फिलअप
में कर
किया था
दूंगा.
भाई? आपको दिया जाता है चैट विंडो पे, तो फिर आप कीजिए ना। मैंने भेजा है चैट विंडो पे भी।
थैंक यू सर. अब नेक्स्ट टाइम से उसी टाइम पे कर दूंगा.
ठीक है, मेक इट अ हैबिट ना। ठीक है। अच्छा, दूसरा क्या है कि सी देयर इज ए वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग टॉपिक कमिंग अप, एंड वी वांट टू डू इट ऑन सैटरडे. The reason is that we have got an expert on that topic. During the weekdays 7 p.m. it is impossible to get him. The second choice is that if you want to hear from Mr. Xerox, he had taken one sessions in the past. He'll be doing a session on volatility, which is a very complex memory forensic tools. Now, using volatility or many of the memory forensics built-in tools in Linux, it requires a very in-depth understanding of memory, the page file, the registers, and I won't be there for a couple of days, and Saturday I want you people to attend the class. Okay. Now you have a choice. Saturday, if your office is off, I'll send all of you in Telegram a poll. You can give your consent there. More than 50% people are there will have the session, and anyone who missed it, you can go and watch